Hello folks, it's Excel VBA Dude, and this is session 6. It's a very short session. We're going to be using one function. It's an application class member. We're going to be reading closed files. We're going to have a closed file. I don't have any online SharePoint files or whatnot to do this to, but I'm going to demonstrate how you could read from closed files, whether locally or online anywhere. As long as you have access, you could read from them, and it's going to be real fun. So we're going to do the reading close files, and like I said, the only function we need to look at is execute Excel for macro. It's application member, so it's application dot and then execution Excel for macro. So let's get started. All right, so let's just get right to it. As you see here, I have a workbook closed book .xlsx. Is this working? I only have 3 values on the left hand side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do Control N to get a new one, bring my editor back up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this one, I'm going to close it. Okay, you just saw I closed it, right? And therefore, see, it's no longer here as a project. So let's go ahead and see if we could get to it. So I'm going to right click, insert a module. Let's see here, sub get close stuff. That's good by me. All right, so the function we're going to work with here is going to be, it's an application member. I'll put it here for us here. What is it here? There we go. Execute Excel for macro. That's the function name. So I'm just going to go ahead. Now this is a it calculates it for us in here. So let's go ahead and debug print. We have to output it for something. So application dot execute Excel for macro right there. That's the one. Now open parentheses. You'll see it's a string. The whole thing's a string. So I'll go over the parts how we're supposed to do this here. Let me go ahead and get another line for us. So first we have to get the file address. So let me go ahead and locate that. Okay, I found that right here. So I'm going to open up the quotes. I'm going to just stick it in here like so. So to start off, let me first explain the path, whether it's HTTPS, some site that you have access to, or locally in some directory like you see this here. The path name up to the book has to be enclosed in single quotes. So the entire thing is a double quote, but single quotes will get that. So here's actually my file. I'm going to finish it off with another slash, and then I'm going to open up a pair of square brackets. I'm going to put the actual name of the book, XLSX was what it was. Now, okay, I referenced the path, the book. Now one more object to get is the sheet. So I didn't name it anything else, so sheet 1. Now I'm going to enclose all this in the single quotes. So the double quote is still open. So the 2 parameters are a string value, as we see here, all in single quotes, path, workbook in closed square brackets, and then just sheet name after that, and then you enclose that in single quotes. Now we're going to use the external reference character, which is the exclamation point, and you have to use R1C1. You can't use A1 reference style. You have to use R1C1. So and case is not important at this point, so I'm going to just do that right there. I'm going to finish off my quotes, bring it down here. Let's see if it lets us do that. Let me try to get it down here so you guys can see it there. Okay, so I'm going to print one off. So if this works, I should get the word is. And I did right there. There's my is. So now you can't loop this like a range object. This is a range right here, but you can't set that. If I put as range and try to set it, it will not work. So let me stop that, go back up, and object required. There is no object for here, so you're going to know the file you're looking at, so you could loop through it if you wanted to. So let me stop that. I'm going to dim I as integer for I equals, wait, I'm sorry, I don't want to do a for loop. I'm going to do a do loop here. Do until, so here's where a lot of text comes. So do into, I'm going to take this same exact thing, okay, looking good there. Let's see here. So what I want to do, I want to continue the loop. You're finishing off down there. I want to continue the loop as long as, let's see here, we know it's the same column until the row, oh, there we go, row I, and that ampersand to finish it off. So I has to equal 1. If I equals 0, that'll be a decimal error. There's no row 0. Let me do the same thing I just did to this. I think there we go with that. And one more to increase the iteration there. Equals I plus 1. Let me erase the debug menu. Debug menu. So what this is saying is I got an integer as I. I'm going to do this loop as long as this, do until this, and I'm going to throw on the what the criteria for it is, equals 0. So this evaluates things. If there's a blank cell, it'll come as 0 instead of empty quotes. So this will work for that. So I'm going to step F8 to see what I get. And I'm going to debug print this little guy there. And here we go. Let's see what I get. I equals 1. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop that again. Plus 1. Since it's at the beginning of my loop, I want to be one step ahead of it. Or maybe, you know what? That'll exit the loop at the last cell. So let's see here. That's right. Oh, I'm right there. Okay. Is this working? Okay, I equals 3, I equals 4. Now I know that that's blank because we just saw it before. So this should exit out, and it does. So in sub, so there we go. We just read from a closed workbook. If you, like I said, if you had it from a website, it'd be the same exact deal as this is right here. But you would just put in, the actual file name. So you would just do HTTPS, whatever the file name is, or the file path, I should say. Is that dot site name dot file.x. So the same exact thing is there. Have these in the brackets. The book name there, the sheet name there. Close that off. So that is the style for it. So the execute Excel for macro gets closed workbook values. You have to maintain it and the entire thing in a quote. The path goes in single quotes, the book is in square brackets, the sheet name, all of that in single quotes, and then you have to express an external reference, which is the exclamation point, and then R1 C1 to finish it off. So That's how you read from closed workbooks. There's going to be a lot more exciting stuff coming. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them below. Until next time, cheers.